Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to see what an advertising is. In our today's lesson, we are going to see what an advertising is. We start from the definition of advertising. There are also different types of advertising. We will see each of them and the history of advertising. How advertising is started. When the advertising is started. So stay tuned to our channel. I hope you will get very important points from this. Now let me go to directly what an advertising is. Advertising is the non-personal communication. It is a non-personal communication of information usually paid for and usually persuasive in nature about products, services, or ideas by identified sponsors throughout the various media. This is a definition given by Bove or RS in 1992. From this definition, we can understand many things. The first one is it states that it is non-personal. As you see here, it is non-personal communication. It is by which you are going to pay for it. It is also persuasive in nature about products. It can be about services or ideas. So now let me see the history of advertising. It has been around for a long time. It is the starting point of advertising is not known this much. However, it has been around for a long period of time. We still do not know what the last work painting were for. We do not know exactly whether it is for advertising or not. For the first few thousand years, advertising promoted locations, services, and wants and arts. For example, if you see ad written on Roman tomb, it is an advertising for something about the past things. About location, for example. Look at this picture. Handbills and flyers to promote events or to recruit for the military. It can be used for flyers to promote events or to recruit for the military. Look at the picture again. This is the handbill recruiting sailor for USS around 1798. You see, this means that advertising is there for at least a long period of time. Even if the starting point of advertising is not known, it is however there even around 1798. Ad about runaway slave. You see, it is around 70s. This is an ad. For example, it states that run away from the loops striber on Monday 28, etc. So this implies that advertising is printed for around 70s, okay? Industrial Revolution. Around early 19th century, the Industrial Revolution began. In this industrial revolution, there is a production of product is in mass, and this one lead to three stages of marketing. The first one is demand far outstrips supply. It could just advertise the existence of the product and where to get it. Whatever was made was sold at the time. For example, the people may want a car, so car companies made whatever they wanted, and simply the car were sold before they were built. So this implies the demand for products are greater than the supply. Companies try to convince consumers to buy their product rather than their competitors. This is known as sales-oriented. Companies still made whatever they wanted, counted on their ability to peddle their products, okay? For instance, supply of car went up, so the companies made whatever they wanted and convinced people they wanted that. The second one is marketing oriented. Here, the supply of product far exceeded demand. More choices than any promotion could overcome resistance to hard sale. Companies here tried to discover what product consumer wanted before making them, then advertise they had it. Here is, for example, VW of non-American companies found out what people wanted, then they built cars that had it, okay? Here is an example. This is a production oriented for a car, sales oriented, and marketing oriented. Early sales oriented ads were basically caveat empowder. It means let the buyer be aware. Producers said whatever they wanted and they thought they could get away with. For example, his jolting chair. Here is the Hell's jolting chair. To let consumer and the competitor anger. In 1938, Federal Trade Commission given a power to regulate deceptive and unfair advertising. So advertising could no longer lie. It means the era of lying and the selling were ended up there. So new approaches were tried. Era of the hard sell relied on brain numbering repetition and treating the consumer as an idiot. In 40s and 50s, the unique proposition were used. It was jackhammered into consumer skulls at that time. In 60s, the positioning era is shifted to the soft sell, compare your product to your competitors. Here is an example. Now, let me see what are the types of advertising. There are different types of advertising. From these, the first one is promotional advertising. This is an advertising designed to increase sales by first creating an interest in products, second introducing new products and businesses, and thirdly explaining products, supporting personal efforts, creating new markets, and etc. The second type of advertising is institutional ad. It attempts to create a favorable impression and goodwill for a business or an organization. This purpose is to develop a positive image by presenting information about the company's role in the community, important public issues, and topics of general interest. Steps to create an effective advertising campaign. There are different decisions such as message, budget, and media, objective setting, campaign evaluation, and so much more.